Good morning, and today it is time to start writing. That's what we're going to start working on with our Muckraker article. So here's my assumption. My assumption is that you already did 1.5, the skill builder. There's a video that goes along with it, so if you missed class, sit down with that video. That should be done by now. And that's why, I gave you this worksheet just to kind of organize how you're going to do your research article. The next thing we're going to start doing is starting to organize your writing. So this is your graphic organizer for doing that, and that's why I put this in here. Now, the first thing you're going to notice is that I've got boxes and questions. The questions are about your questions. So if you've decided that your research question is, well, how is it that, or why is it that children are exploited in this way, or some such thing like that, then, whatever your question is, then you're going to start plugging it into this graphic organizer and say, well, who is involved? What children? Or what happened? How were they exploited? You follow? You're going to take these questions and question your research with these questions. So get to researching. I would love to tell you, oh, gee, work in this order. You need to start working on some of these questions, but you are going to answer the questions out of order. It's inevitable. So let's go through what the questions are. First, what's your headline? Do that last. I want to make it really clear. Notice it says do last or close to last. Really important. Probably one of the last things you'll do is your headline, because as you do your research, your headline will present itself. You're not going to suddenly start with a headline. Nobody ever does. It's always one of the last things you do. Then start answering the questions in any order. Who was involved? And then I need pictures and graphics, because that really is what makes people interested. What happened? If your story is about racial injustice, then give me incidents of racial injustice and when things happened. When did it happen? If you're talking about something that's systemic, it's something that's probably been around for a long time, so I need a bit of a timeline of what's happened. And where, is it as a global issue? You have to start looking at, like, I know someone's looking at something that, at racial injustice in America compared to the way it is in the UK, and how shockingly similar those two things are. Then go ahead and talk about the wheres, how it looks in America and how it looks in the UK. Any other details? Incidents, this is a big one. Incidents when it's happened. You must cite every source. That will be required. Use links, make sure the links get into this list. Don't skip anything. And then before you do your headline, start telling me why we should care. This is a really important piece. Why should the general public care? Speak to a general audience. Don't talk to your teacher or to your family, to a general audience. One of the hardest parts of this process this year, but that's why I'm working in this, is the project nature of it. I teach almost entirely in projects, and there will be very few assignments where I just hand you a worksheet and say, here, do the worksheet and spit it back to me. I can do that sometimes, but most of the projects are going to require that you kind of get yourself organized. So please do make sure you're working in any of these questions in any of this order while you research the thing you're muckraking about. I hope that helps. Best of luck to you. Get started. Get writing. Good luck.